Everything is fine here on Detention Block E28, a Star Wars podcast. I'm Mike, flying solo today. Um, Lots going on for our crew right now, so it's been a little bit of a challenge to get everyone together to record. But some news as of recent, which one is kind of a big deal, and I'll get to that in a second. But recently there was a new trailer launched for the new game that's going to be coming out, Star Wars Outlaws. So I want to kind of give a reaction to that too. I haven't seen it yet. I've been holding out so I could bring it to everyone here. So we will watch that to the business items first. So we are Detention Block AA23. And if you could bring us your likes, downloads, hit that subscribe button, follow, review, rate, all the above. We would greatly appreciate it. It really helps us get our channel's name out there amongst all the Star Wars podcasts and channels out there. So we greatly appreciate it. Our chat is up and running today, so feel free to bring your comments and everything, and let's have a conversation if you want to. So I am using YouTube. So normally we use Zoom to do our live streams. Well, we use Zoom and it comes through YouTube, but this time I'm using YouTube directly. There's a little bit more capabilities. The chat is a little more guaranteed. It's not like 50-50 on when it's going to work. But there are things I haven't learned how to use yet, like share screen, but I see the button right there. So this will be a trial run as well. So bear with me as I'm using YouTube to do my live stream for the first time. So before anything else, should we just dive? Yeah, let's just dive into the new trailer. So we'll watch it at least once, probably twice. The first time I like to kind of just soak it in, give my initial reactions, and then the second time I kind of look to the details a little more, see what I can find, Easter eggs, all of the above. Yeah, so let's have some fun with this. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. I have it up and running. All right, let's see. How can we do this? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Also share audio. There we go. Perfect. Why is that like that, though? I don't know how I feel about that. Oh well. All right. So again, this is Star Wars Outlaws, the official launch trailer. Watching it for the first time. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Rancor. I know we've seen that.
Kay Vess, the underworld's favorite new scoundrel. This is your one shot. A safe filled with 157 million credits. And I can get you inside.
Get in. How about getting out?
Our trustworthy little pet.
This job, it's a death wish.
Your lives are over. Your family, friends, gone. There's nowhere in the galaxy you can hide.
You want to live? Get in with the underworld's most dangerous syndicates. And pull off the greatest heist the Outer Rim has ever seen.
I wonder how much space battles will actually do.
I'm in.
Of course we're in. We'll do a little gambling or some racing. Available August 30th. Oh. And it's the 25th. I mean, it's 12:30 in the morning right now, so it's early, the 25th. So 5 days away. Looks pretty decent. I know we've had a couple trailers already, and we had like a 10-minute in-game kind of tutorial, not tutorial, but we got to see the in-game play. That 10 minutes that we got from the gameplay was the most appealing. It was the Sarlacc pit, and you go down into it, and I just remember a thermal detonator going off, and it's like killing a couple of people around you, and the person's like, the character is like standing right next to the detonator, and it just like harms them. It doesn't kill them. So, and the graphics were a little jumpy, but I don't know. Maybe they worked out some of those kinks. The scenery looks pretty good. I believe it's the same creators of Assassin's Creed, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. I won't dive into that too much, but I mean, Assassin's Creed is a great franchise, a lot of great games. So hopefully this can be something similar to that in terms of reception. But personally, I don't think this is going to amount to like Jedi Survivor or Jedi Fallen Order level. I think this will be a fun game. Go around, do some stuff, kick some ass, shoot them up, and we'll get some story along the way. You get crime syndicates. I definitely enjoyed that about Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett. And we'll get connections to the Solo movie because it looks like we got Kira here. So we'll see. Let me play this a second time, and I'll kind of pay a little more attention to the details. But I feel like a lot of these scenes we've already seen in previous trailers. But here we go.
Kay Vess, the underworld's favorite new scoundrel.
Star Wars game I've always wanted. I wonder. Well, we're not going to get context to that, of course.
This is your one shot. A safe filled with 157 million credits. And I can get you inside.
Get in. How about getting out? This job.
The graphics look okay.
It's a death wish.
I mean, the cinema versions, those are going to look a lot better, but I'm talking
Your
about
lives
in
are
gameplay.
Your family, friends, gone. There's nowhere in the galaxy you can hide.
You want to live? Get in with the underworld's most
There's
dangerous
Gerald.
syndicates
Jabba, Mike.
and pull off the greatest heist the
I
Outer
still
Rim
wonder
has ever seen.
how much Empire we're getting. Clearly we'll get some, but who knows how much.
I'm in.
Rancor. All right. Cool. So just around the corner, I plan on getting it, of course. Gotta at least try it. Give it a play. I still haven't finished Survivor. I'm only about maybe a quarter of the way through. I just have not had time to play that game. Having a kid will do that to you. But I'll still get it. This one, Outlaws. I'll play it, and I'll bring my thoughts, and I'm sure the others will play it too. Either way, looking forward to it. It's one more thing to do. One more thing to bring content for. So, hey, gotta appreciate that. All right, so on to the other news. And I know this is kind of a touchy subject. I know there's mixed feelings about it. Hold on, just arranging some things here. Come on. There we go. If you haven't heard already, I'm sure you have. It's not like it's all over social media by any means, which is not always the best thing. But season 2 of The Acolyte will not be coming out. It's not been greenlit. I'm still trying to understand if it's actually been canceled. I think it has. It takes a lot for Disney to say they canceled something, but uh, I'm pretty sure this one's been canceled. Whether it's been mentioned publicly or not, that's a different story. And I feel bad. I know there's a lot of people that were really excited about this show. I shouldn't. There's definitely a following. If it's a large enough amount of people, that's a different story. But I know there are many people who were excited about a season 2. You know, they had a hashtag or renew Acolyte or something like that. They were very passionate, and it's unfortunate for those fans that wanted that, because it looks like that's not happening. Now, who knows? 10, 15, 20 years from now, maybe they'll do something. They'll pick it up one way or another, or they'll bring the content to books and comics and all of that stuff. But in the meantime, season 2 is not coming out. And me personally, I was not the greatest fan of The Acolyte season 1 for a few reasons. As we've said this many times on our show, like, the writing just felt really short in our eyes. And the hardest part for me is the lore breaking aspect of it. Like, I feel like my boy Anakin just got demolished in terms of who he was and the uniqueness and him being the one. And I don't know, the Jedi in general just put in a different light. I know we've always thought that the Jedi aren't perfect by any means. You know, they're very naive. They even Yoda, things are happening right under his nose, and you just can't see it. But one thing in my eyes that the Jedi aren't, they were never like truly bad. That their intentions were always good. Now, that's not to say, I mean, obviously you have someone like Anakin who became Darth Vader. And you've got other similar situations where you have Jedi that fall. But this just felt different in my eyes. It's like they were scheming, lying, being selfish, like covering their own skins, covering their own asses. Like, that's not what a Jedi is in my eyes. So me, I'm happy. I'm happy and I'm sad that there won't be a season 2 of The Acolyte. I'm glad that it's going to be currently taken away from the heads that were leading season 1. And if it ever did come back, or they continue a story, maybe it would be under a different direction. Maybe Kathleen Kennedy won't be the head anymore, because we've seen that she's now in a position where she wouldn't mind retiring, but she wants a win. So she wants to go out on a high note. So that could be soon. I mean, that could be 5-10 years, but that could also be within the next year. Who knows? Who's to say? But the main thing I wanted to talk about as it pertains to the Acolyte show and it being canceled is there's just been a lot of finger pointing. There's been a lot of hate. There's been a lot of vile comments. It's not acceptable, you know? Again, whether you wanted it or not, this season 2. And like, this was not the fault of like any fans intentionally. Like, this is all about numbers. That's what it is. not enough people watch the show. And because not enough people watch the show, Disney got those metrics, wasn't bringing in the viewership, wasn't bringing in the money, wasn't bringing in the subscriptions to the platform. So it got the X. That's what's going to happen. And you have to remember that there was over $180 million put into that show. That's, I believe, the most by any Star Wars project, at least TV show. I mean, the original trilogy, I know that was a different time, but even if you account for inflation and value of the dollar, it still outpaid compared to all the other films. And it I see a lot of people saying like it's, Disney is adhering to the bigots and the racists and all those people. They let them win. No, that's not what happened. Again, it comes to numbers and dollars. The show started off in terms of viewership really well. It was in the top 10. I think it was number 7 in viewership for any show at the time. And I think Bridgerton was like 3 of their seasons were in the top 10, I think. Anyway, the viewership was there to start. And then I think it was after week 3, those numbers started to decline. And then by the time we reached the final episode, it was the lowest viewership for any season finale. Stomping You Out, yes, talked about Outlaws at the very beginning. We watched the trailer a couple of times. Kind of moved from that to just all the news around the Acolyte. But if you got any questions about Outlaws or anything you want to speak to, let me know. Going back to the Acolyte. So the viewership was there at the beginning, and then it became the lowest viewed season finale of any Star Wars show. When you have that on top of the over $180 million, that's a big blow to Disney. And sure, Disney has a lot of money, but they don't have infinite amount of money. And they're not going to hold on to anything that's going to be essentially a drain to their budget. And that's what this was. So if you are upset about it, as many people are, the best way to handle it is not to point fingers, is not to name call or slander either the fanship or Disney or anything. But the direction of it should be more towards Disney versus the fans, because some of the comments I would see too, like, if you hate it, just don't watch it. And that's true. Like, there were people that weren't enjoying the show that were saying just as bad things. And that's not okay either. You got to have respect both ways. But I've lost my train of thought there. What was I saying? It'll come back to me. But it's unfortunate. It really is, because I still think there was some potential in there. It just was not being led the right way. And I think, I mean, I want to see Plagueis. Why would I not want to see that story unfold? Why would I not want to see what led to Palps and the prequel trilogy? I do. I really want to see that. But just not the form of the Acolytes. That, not my cup of tea. But we got some other good stuff coming out. If you haven't seen the trailer to Skeleton Crew, go give that a look-see. that looks really good. It's like a Stranger Things, Goonies kind of setting in the Star Wars world. So what's not to like about that? It's so cool that you got like this neighborhood. It looks like you're almost on Earth, but you got like your Star Wars aliens. Like, I think there's like an Ithorian and just walking out of his house, getting his mail. Who knows? But yeah, I'll be interested. And because it's, revolving kids and a little more separated from what we know of Star Wars, it's less of a risk. So I'm not as concerned. I don't think it's going to be another Acolyte. I don't think it's going to be like groundbreaking. I don't think it's going to like, be off the charts or bring in loads of money for Disney, but I think it'll be good. I think it'll be entertaining. But yeah, I mean, it's something that has always bothered me. Just the way people react or respond to one another. Can't we just be humans? Can't we be kind to one another? Like, show respect. Just because something doesn't go your way, it doesn't mean you can just like, I don't know, raise hell and bring out the dirty side of you and the ugly side of you. Just be nice, people. It's not that hard to be nice. It really isn't. In the back of my head, I'm still trying to think back to the point I was trying to make before. So if you see me spacing, that's why. I had a really good point and I just kind of lost it. What else do we want to talk about? There really isn't much going on in Star Wars right now, outside of the big news of the Acolyte. Did I see the eclipse? Does anyone have any updates on the eclipse? I haven't really seen anything or heard anything about that. I'm wondering if that just kind of went on the wayside, like hush hush, and maybe we won't get that one either. But I don't know. That one looked pretty cool. I know they said it was going to be sometime, but I think that first trailer came out at least a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. But no, if you've seen something, please bring it up. All right. Well, let's see. Like I said, it's late. It's 12:48 right now. I just want to jump on and take a peek at that trailer for the Outlaws game. It's right around the corner. Get ready. You know what's also right around the corner? I'm sporting it today. Football. Just had my first draft today. Was really happy with that draft. It's the first time I've done a keeper league, so we'll see how that goes. I've had my other 2 leagues I've been a part of for, I think, almost 20 years for one of them. So never done a keeper league, though. We'll see how this goes. Going back to Acolyte, how do you feel about it? Are you happy it's not coming out, or season 2? Are you disappointed? If you are disappointed, come chat, come talk. Tell us why you're upset about it. If you're happy it's over or it's not going to be continued, let us know why you're happy about it. Let's have respectful conversation and put all of our reasons out there. With that, I will wrap today's episode up. Again, I'm Mike from Detention Black E28, a Star Wars podcast. If you could bring us your likes, downloads, comments, subscriptions, follows, any and all of that, we greatly appreciate it. You can find us on our social media handles at Twitter at DeblockAA23pod, on Instagram at detention_block_AA_23, and then our Facebook group and YouTube channel, Detention Block AA23, a Star Wars podcast. And you can find us now on TikTok at DeblockAA23. Yeah, we plan on recording this week, Wednesday, hopefully. Softball's almost done. So softball I have on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and not everyone's able to make those times all the time in terms of our team and recording. So once softball's done, then that kind of opens it up for us to be able to have more conversations, include more people. So meaning bringing Greg and Zach back, hopefully in the near future, once time allows for it. So I really want to pick their brains on the Acolytes. Obviously, Dustin and I have brought a lot of our opinions to the podcast or the channel about that show, and we've only been able to talk to Zach and Greg through chat or through text and get their opinions, and they have a lot of good things to add about it. So, all right, with that, have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your evening or morning or whatever time it is you're listening to me. And we will catch you next time. And as always, may the force be with you.